Hello, it's lunchtime with Liz. Let's get started. This is the card for today. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so the whole idea today is working with black and white and choose one color. Just choose one, your favorite color of ink, and pull that out. The ink, ribbon, whatever you have with it. I have, this is Pale Papaya, cardstock, ribbon, and ink. So just black and white and then choosing one color. So this is the card I'll be making today and we'll get started. The stamp set that I'm using is in the annual catalog and it's called Color and Contour. It's been around for a little while. I like this one. Let's see. I feel like I'm getting a little extra shadow going on here. All right, that's fine. Color and Contour. And then I'm using the dies that go with that stamp set, again in the annual catalog. It is called, there's lots of pieces here, Scalloped Contours Dies. And it has all these different frames. And then there's cutouts for the flowers. I love that there's lots of different sizes of the frames. And then there's a little scallop on the bottom here. Okay. So what I did is I started with the Pale Papaya cardstock, cut in half. I want to show you the difference. If I press with my finger to get that crease, do you see how it pops? And you end up with this. This one here, I used the score, words are hard, right? I used the bone folder and look how it lays flat. So I'm going to take the bone folder and crease that seam. And then your card lays flat. Okay. And then the paper that I used is Beautifully Penned. The Beautifully Penned paper is a celebration freebie. And remember, celebration ends soon. It ends on the 30th. So, and some items are starting to disappear, some of the free items. So they are while supplies last. So this is the Beautifully Penned, and it's all black and white designs. There's stripes, scallops, flowers, polka dots. So this is a great one for this kind of a thing, okay? So it's called Beautifully Penned. I already showed you the Pale Papaya base. And again, you pick whatever your favorite color is. Pick any color, it doesn't matter, whatever you have. And then I use the frames from the die set. So this frame here, look at this. It has like a scalloped edging on it. Isn't that pretty? So I used that, cut that out. That went through the cut and emboss machine. And then I used this one here. And not only does it give it a scalloped, but there's a stitching in there also. And then I use this small one here. This small one here is pretty neat, and I want to tell you about it if this is a die set that you have or you're going to get, because I get questions about it. Why on this one is it open on the sides? Look at this. This is how it's open. It's cut all the way through your paper. It's supposed to be like that. So let me show you. I'll show you in the card that we're creating. You can just attach it and just use it like that. But I'm going to show you why it's pretty cool that it's open like that on the sides. Okay. And I actually used watercolor paper for this here because we're going to do a watercoloring technique. Generally speaking, when I use photopolymer stamps, I would use Memento ink, black ink. But because I'm going to be doing watercoloring, the Memento ink with watercolor, sometimes that black will smear. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use StazOn with my photopolymer, which like I said, I don't typically do. But if you're going to watercolor, it will be the best for not having any bleeding of the black color. Okay, just make sure you clean it right away and well. I'll go ahead and stamp that on here. Okay, and it's a little sticky, so you just have to pull. And we're just going to clean that. I won't get my arm in there for you. Sorry about that. Just want to clean that real well if you are going to use StazOn on there. Okay, we'll get that out of there. All right, So this is what I have at the moment, and I'm using Pale Papaya ink. What I want to do is I want the color from here. So I'm going to take my ink pad and press it so that I get ink in the lid. I can, if I was going to use like a blender pen that's not real wet, I could just pick up the ink right from the ink pad itself, right from here. But this has water in it. This is the paintbrush, and there's water inside here. And I don't want to get a bunch of water in my ink pad, so I put the ink in here. So I'm going to pick this up. And we're using just Pale Papaya on everything, and it's going to have a watercolor look to it. And again, because it's watercolor, it's not a big deal if you're not exactly in the lines. So I'm going to just do a brush, kind of a light, quick brush over the whole thing. And even the leaves, my leaves are going to be Pale Papaya. Everything's just Pale Papaya. You're just doing one color with the black. Okay, so that's what I have at the moment. And then I want it to dry a little bit. Let it dry fully. You can use a heat tool if you want, or you just kind of, I brush it a little bit like this. Maybe just blow out a little bit. Because what I'm trying to do, if you look at the finished card here, do you see how there's like dark on the inside edges and then it's light? We're just going to add more ink to it, but you want to make sure it's dry first, otherwise it's just going to all bleed together. So we're just going to, I don't have my heat tool out, so excuse my huffing on my card here, but it's all good. All right, it dries pretty quickly. So I want to make this almost dry and then pick up the ink again, and I'm just going to do it right on the centers. And it gives it a shading, watercolory, so everything's not the same deepness of color. Okay, so I'm going to let it go right there. And you'll see the card, the stamped image has darker on the insides and it's lighter on the outside. Again, just do a wash over all of it. Let it dry pretty completely as best you can. Use the heat tool if you want. Just do a couple of them at a time. Let it set aside and let it dry on there. Get rid of any excess water inside this brush and then pick it up almost dry. And then add in a little bit of darkness, the dark ink on the insides. So we're going to close that up. Again, remember, make sure you have here a click or your ink pads aren't closed all the way. Put that aside. Let's go ahead and assemble this. I have Pale Papaya ribbon, which is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and attach this base. And this is the Stamp and Seal adhesive that I'm using. Go ahead and put that down. Okay. And then what I want to do is take this ribbon. Remember, it has the open little slots on the side. I'm going to take the ribbon, because I've had a couple of customers say, I did this die and it cut right through the paper. Why does it do that? What's wrong with it? And there's nothing wrong with it. So I can slide this ribbon right through like this. And then I'm just going to trim it off. I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back. And we'll attach this on here. So there you go. And put a little bit of adhesive on the back. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, wrap that around, and stick that in the back there. Okay? And we'll grab the dimensionals, because you know I love dimensionals, right? Yay, we love dimensionals. Okay. While I'm talking with you, today is the last, tomorrow actually. No, today, wait. I would prefer today. If it was tomorrow, I can make it work, but prefer today is the last day to sign up for the Zoom class that I have at the end of every month. It is on, I believe it's the 27th, the last Monday of the month. I am finishing prepping for that today, so today would be helpful to let me know if you'd like to join in on that. It's only $11, guys, 11 bucks. And you just really, all you need to have at home, sorry, I have dimensionals on the back, and we're going to go ahead and put that down right here. And look at that, and there's your card. I didn't even add any words this time. If you wanted to stamp some sentiment and put it here, you can, or on the inside, but this is just a blank note card. But look at that. I love it. What do you think? So let me go back and just tell you the Zoom class is the last Monday of the month. It's just 11 bucks. That's it, 11 bucks. There's not a whole lot you're going to do anymore activity-wise for $11. What you need to have on hand at home, though, is you need to have some sentiments, you know, some kind of word stamps, and a black ink pad and adhesive. That's it. Adhesive, black ink pad, and some word stamps. And I will supply everything else for you. I can mail them out to you. I can drop them off to you, depending on where you live. And we meet on Zoom for 1 hour from 7 to 8. That's it. And it's fun. There's some teenagers in the group. There's some senior citizens in the group. They're like, whatever. It doesn't matter your age. Come join us. But let me know. That'd be great if you would let me know today if you want to join in. So this is our card for today. Hope you enjoyed that. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.